4, police have made an arrest after a stabbing outside of a bar in Southington. Investigators say a fight broke out in the parking lot of the Groggy Frog on Center Street early Saturday morning. 24-year-old Jared Meadows of Bristol allegedly stabbed another man who was then taken to the hospital. Meadows is being held on a $250,000 bond. We're working to get an update on the victim's condition.